And you're really like the only popular like African comedian.
Yeah.
Not and you're not African American. You claim
100%
African. African.
Yes.
Right.
I'm the only one that made it in America. There's a lot of them out there.
Of course.
But, in this industry, man, even people in other countries, they know they haven't made it till you make it in America. I think America, like, signifies it, whether you're a star or not. I mean, look at, Adele had to come here to blow up, Like, you have even people from Europe, they have to come out, and from London. They know if they're not known in America, they're not really there yet, And fortunately for me, I came to America and I made it as an African, So people across the whole continent of Africa, I'm like their king. I'm their Eddie Murphy.
Okay.
So it's something huge to carry, and I just got to keep representing.
Do you ever do shows in Africa?
I've done Nigeria, I've done Ethiopia, I've done Ghana. I'm looking forward to going and doing some stuff in Liberia. I want to do South Africa. I got some calls about going to do some stuff in Uganda. So anywhere they speak English, I got you, motherfuckers.
What's the reception for you when you go to Africa?
It was great. Especially I went to Ghana. It's like, it's my blood is from. So it showed a lot of love. The Ghanaians are more of a stricter audience. They are more like, Nigeria is more free and they just, more wild. But Ghana is a little bit more conservative. So some of my stuff did well, some did, But it's different when I went to Nigeria. Nigeria just eat everything up because Nigerians are just more open to stuff. Mind you, when I did this in Ghana, it was probably like 6-7 years ago. So it's like I became a better comic. I think I'll go there now, I have a much better show because, I've matured a lot, where you can make adjustment on stage. I could make adjustment on stage.
I mean, do you feel, from your point of view, that there is a certain amount of friction between Africans and African Americans?
And you know what? And it was probably created from maybe just the Africans that come to America for a short time and get a bad experience from African American and then go back home and just like, I can do these akatas or whatever they call it, African Americans. Like with me, I came to the States as a young kid, went through all the verbal abuse and all the immature stuff that the kids made fun of me of. If I would have turned and went back to Africa right away, I probably would have felt that way.
Okay.
But I stayed here long enough to understand that sometimes kids will be ignorant, kids will be kids, right. And then they're just humans as humans. So I got to stay here and understand people for who they are, and that's why I just, my biggest audience are my Black Americans.
Okay.
They're the one that, when I do a show, I just left Baltimore, Maryland, I sold out 8 shows, and 90% of the audience were Black Americans.
Okay.
And the other 10 is probably, 7% Africans and maybe 3, maybe the other 3 be Hispanic and white.
Well, but you have, like, for example, I'm first generation immigrant from Russia. I was 4 years old when I came over.
Okay.
And I know that there is, because you mentioned like, no one really has an excuse for not making it in this country.
Right.
There's so much opportunity. Mm-hmm. That is an immigrant's mentality. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Immigrants think like this because they come from a place where you can't do any of this stuff. Like I could only, I think about this these days about like, there would be no Vlad TV if I was still in Russia. Like, I wouldn't be, I couldn't do this. I couldn't just talk to celebrities for a living. Like, I'd have to have a regular job or I'd have to do something illegal, like, in order to get by. So, it seems to me like, kind of living in New York and having African friends and stuff like that, it seemed like there is a bit of friction between the African community and the African American community. You know what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. What's your take on it?
I guess, like you said, foreigners, we come here, we're hardworking.
Yeah.
Because because it's just in our blood. We did it back home.
Yeah.
So we come in, we just continue that on, and we, and then if you look, if I'm a guy that's here and I'm going to work every day, and there's a Black guy living next door that doesn't go to work and gets a welfare check every month from the government, of course you're going to be like, oh, this lazy mother sucker, But then you got to understand, if you stay long enough, if you live this, if I guess maybe that's what the friction is. Most hardworking people always feel like other people are lazy. If I'm a hard worker and you don't work, I feel like you're lazy.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, there are a lot of Black Americans that are very hardworking.
Yeah.
Very hardworking. You can't take that away from them. So, and I think laziness comes in every race and every color, everything. Very few lazy Africans. I'm sitting and I'm trying to think. When I was back home, was any lazy? I'm like, no. We're hustlers.
Right. But back home, you guys didn't have welfare.
Did it. If we probably did, some of us might be lazy.
Right. I'm saying, because basically if you were lazy back home, you would just die from starvation,
yeah,
right?
That's true.
I mean, because there is no support system.
With that being said, you got to blame it on the country.
Yeah. I would say so. I think America, like I said, I'm an immigrant, and I think America has policies that create generations of people who don't achieve what they could achieve. Look at, for example, like the welfare system when it comes to children. Like if you're a woman who has a child, you get more money if there's no father around, right?
That is true.
You get more money. So just take a step back and say, you now have a financial incentive to tell this man he ain't shit and to say, fuck this, I could do better myself without you, because if you don't have a good job, this check I'm getting from the government is more than what you're giving me, so you might as well get the hell out. So now you're creating a system that promotes single mothers. And I mean, are both your parents still together?
No. My mom left our dad at a very young age.
Okay.
And he passed away a few years ago.
Okay. But I mean, I'm saying, I've seen a lot of families and stuff like that. I don't think anyone prefers to have a one-parent household. It happens, but I don't see too many people saying it works out a lot better if it's just a mother. You know what I mean? Fathers always fuck up the family. You should definitely only have mothers. The father needs to just drop his sperm and get the fuck out. You don't hear people say that because it's not true, but you have a system that promotes it. The more kids you have, the more, so now you're promoting a system not to get abortion or use birth control. You know what I mean? And you have these kids that are born in these conditions where, yeah, they're not starving, but they're living fairly shitty lives.
Very shitty lives. And then that's all they get to know, and they have their kids. Their kids live their life.
Yeah, and you have systems. So for example, like the welfare system also is like, if you have no job, you get a certain amount of money. But if you get a minimum wage job, you get zero money. It's not like, okay, you got a job, we're gonna lower how much you get to help you out with this minimum wage. Like, no, okay, you got a job, you're
Even
good.
with unemployment, if you lose your job, you'll get full unemployment. But if you go work part-time and to try to get some unemployment.
Right, you get no unemployment. Yeah, it's all fucked up.
So you know what?
It's all fucked
At the
up.
end of the day, I'm gonna blame America for the Americans.
Right.
I think for anything that's going wrong with that, the Americans are lazy. It's America that's made them this way.
Right.
Their system, the American system is fucked up.
Yep. I feel you. Yeah, you can't always have everything be completely good. I'm still happy I'm living here.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's a better place to be
Right.
than a lot of other places.
What's your take on the candidates this year?
Oh my God.
What do you think of Donald Trump?
He's a funny motherfucker, dog. I'm gonna tell you right now, if Donald Trump become president, I'm deporting myself.
You're deporting yourself?
I'm going to immigration. Immigration, my papers are not together. My green card is blue. Get me out of here today, motherfucker, please. Nah, Donald, you know what? If he wins, it'll be great for comedy. But of course, everybody's not a comedian, so I don't think everybody's gonna find this shit to be funny. But I think America could use some weird change.
Yeah?
Right. I think, here's my thing. I think he, let's think about the last time the economy was really high up. It's been a while, right?
economy's doing pretty well.
It's doing well now. I mean, things have definitely.
Yeah, Obama's improved things.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
You know, but I'm saying, even like prior to that, I mean, Obama worked hard. Things are just found. It takes years to get a whole country back on track.
Of course.
You know, he inherited a fucked up country. It's like adopting a fucking killer baby. You know, you adopt this little baby, and his baby parents were both killers. It's in his blood to be a killer. Now you got to fix this motherfucker.
Right.
You know, he adopted America at a really fucked up stage.
Right.
And now, towards the end of his era, is when things are finally getting there. So we're going to need something to really continue with, you know. And, I mean, Donald's nuts. I mean, the whole thing on abortion, and is he real? Is that a real person?
I don't know.
I think it's a fucking robot.
Like a robot?
He's definitely gonna win Republican, don't you think?
I mean, he seems to be the front runner in the Republican, but then again.
But then when he did that whole abortion thing, I think he lost some people there. Even his followers.
Well, he lost some people with the abortion thing, with the Mexican thing, with the, you know, and just the amount of bullshit that happens at his rallies. You see black people getting punched in the face, and you know, I mean, you didn't see stuff like that during the Obama campaign. You didn't see white people getting beat up during the Obama, rallies. Like, it's some other shit.
Yeah, you know what? But the thing, it's just
his take on Muslims. You know what I mean?
Crazy. He has no real competition. That's what it is. This is just a year that anybody could have ran for president. I could have ran for president. I probably been doing better.
Right. Well, you're not a U.S. citizen, so technically you
exactly.
can't. I mean, you're not. You weren't born. You weren't born in the U.S.
Yeah, I'm still not a citizen. I'm a permanent resident.
Oh, are you?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You know, so I can't run, but you know, if I could, I'd probably do better than a lot of those guys, man. You know, like, okay, is America ready for a woman?
Hillary Clinton?
You know, like, Bernie to me is like, well, how old is this guy? His early thousands? How old is he?
He's pretty old.
Exactly, man. I want a guy to make it to the inauguration. You know, 74. Is that gonna be that? He'd probably be the oldest president ever. To be elected at 74?
Ronald Reagan
60
was
what?
69.
Damn.
But he was there till he was 77.
He did 2 terms.
Yeah. Yeah, so he was elected at 69.
So 69 was 74 would be the oldest.
Yeah, the oldest elected.
Elected.
Yeah, and actually, yeah, because he'll be 78 by the time he leaves. So yeah, he'll be the oldest president. So you're not feeling Hillary Clinton?
You know what? I'm just this election, man. You guys do whatever the fuck y'all want to do, man. Whoever wins, it'll be great for the stage.
Look, I work with them on Mad.
Mm-hmm.
Good guys.
Mm-hmm.
Good heart. Good guys. Give you the shirt off their back. Is it ironic? Is it a coincidence that most of their friends are white and got white wives? They like white women? I mean.
And they develop envy because they go home. They get out the car with their friend, with their other partner, and he listening to your music. They walk in the house. They girl listening to your music. They go downstairs. The kids doing a dance to your music. Now they are hypnotized with hatred.